Tackling the pressing need for packaging that doesn't end up in waste after a single-use phase is a concern that has become very important among consumers and producers alike. In this session, you, the audience, will be encouraged to give your suggestions and your ideas in hacking the challenges of developing better packaging with fresh and creative thinking. So this session features innovators from across the industry in food, in drink, and fast-moving consumer goods. The workshop that is taking place as we speak and will span across tomorrow as well draws upon an open innovation approach to collaborate by sharing ideas and expertise, uniquely drawing from insights from the whole value chain. So actors that are present in the workshop as we speak are within ingredients, packaging, brands, retail, and recycling. Your suggestions and ideas will be taken under consideration throughout the day and also tomorrow. So let's see how you can get involved and make your contribution to better packaging. My name is Bledar, and I'm delighted to welcome you and my guest today, the organizer of the workshop, namely Dominic Otten, to this conversation. Thank you very much, Dominic, for joining. If you could unmute yourself, Dominic, we will be ready to go.
So much for technology. Thank you, Bledar. That really well sums up exactly what we're about today. So we're here with the Open Innovation Forum of University of Cambridge. And next door we have 50 innovators, experts, hacking away, trying to get to the bottom of this challenging issue of sustainable packaging. We've already heard today from experts from sustainability, reminding us that actually plastic was invented to help save elephants from being slaughtered to make billiard balls. So packaging isn't necessarily the environmental bad guy. It's a question of how it's being used. Key message there, beware of unintended consequences. Other thoughts from speakers so far this morning, well, how is it that we bring retail, consumers, brand owners together to get systemic change to actually solve some of these problems? We've heard about the roadmap that the industry has, plans to accelerate it, but we still need to understand from you guys how to make that work. So as we speak, we're working in 6 groups. We're using a approach called design thinking. And this is all about how do we put the user at the middle of what we're trying to achieve? How do we understand the user's needs and experiences? Because only really then will we actually motivate changes in behavior. Taxes, threats, incentives are only one route to that. Let's really make life better for users, and that way we get better outcomes. So I'm a firm believer, but I mentioned we're using an open innovation principle. That's all about collaboration, looking outside for ideas. Whilst we've got 50 experts, we need you. My favorite quote on open innovation is something called the joy principle, coined by the guy who founded Sun Microsystems. And he said, no matter who you work for, most of the smartest people work somewhere else. So we're looking outside of the room to you, the DIF community, to come and help us out. So what we want is your ideas. If you can focus them on some of the areas we're working on. So those are drinks, snacks, protein, fresh goods, chilled goods, beauty products, and tell us where you see the consumer pinch points, where you see the challenges, where you see solutions. That'd be great. So we're very much in the start of this process. We're just going through some workshop to really try and explore what we feel users and extreme users actually need and where the pinch points are. What we're going to do now is ask some of the team members to come and share with you just some snapshots of some of the, let's face it, out-of-the-box possibly thoughts they're having. We're trying to stretch the envelope here. We're trying to think beyond the conventional. So pretty much anything goes in this context. So with that in mind, our first feedback awaits. Here goes.
Thank you, Dominic.
Hello.
Hello there. So tell us, what are you doing? What's going on in the Open Innovation Forum right now?
Yeah, it's really good. So I'm here representing the drinks team. we've been talking from a consumer perspective very much about a world without packaging, from a drinks perspective. So who would that appeal to? You know, we've been talking about the millennium consumer from a perspective of, you see people traveling around the cities, or traveling around London with reusable water bottles. You know, people are filling those water bottles at various locations around the city. Well, we could build on that trend that's happening now with soft drinks, with different type of drinks, where beer, for instance, where a consumer could fill their bottle, their large bottle, 2 litres, and you then take that bottle home and reuse that bottle several times, rather than buying their cans in small format from the supermarket. So we're very much talking about reusable containers being available and widely used for drinks. And we've also touched on edible packaging. So storing drinks in edible packaging, the packaging could be consumed. We've seen examples in the press recently of seaweed packaging, for instance. So this maybe would appeal to certain groups, Japanese people, for instance. We had a Japanese person on our team that were talking to us about, and this really resonated with them.
Thank you, Andrew.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next up.
How you doing?
Hello there. We're doing very well. So tell me a little bit more about your group. What are you focusing on today?
Yes, so our group is focusing on another product, which is a fresh produce that you find in supermarkets, usually at the start of the aisle. And it's interesting because in the last 15 years, when you look at previously, is that the produce aisle was tended to be quite free of packaging, and it's only recently that the convenience and the expansion into getting your produce from all over the world has really created this packaging. So we were going back to how do we revert back this trend of the single use in particular, or the convenience aspect of it. We've been focusing on very few key people who are using it and using it one type of product, which was a grape. So the humble grape that initially was basically produced consumed probably by the consumer maybe for 2 months, 3 months at a push of the year. Now it's all year round. So it's coming from further away, and therefore it tends to be in the UK anyway, but in other parts of the world as well will be into pummets or into a single bag. So it's already pre-weighed for you and with a price point. So rethinking about this price point and convenience aspect of it is what we concentrated on, and looking at could we start with thinking about going into a lot more bulk area, but then a lot of people were talking about, yes, but I don't want other people to touch my grape. So innovation around really the either ability for not touching or minimum touch, or potentially creating a barrier to the touch that can be biodegradable when you wash it out at home, where is something we were looking at.
Fantastic. Thank you. Next team member.
Hello.
Hello there. So your group, what are you focusing on today?
So we are looking at the chilled food market. It's been quite interesting trying to understand the different user groups, and really getting into the mindset of the customer has been really important. Trying to use some of the insights that we have gathered today. It's been really interesting having the tour around the factory, and also a lot of the speakers bringing up things that are really starting to join together, and understanding it from different points of view, from policymakers through to retailers and suppliers.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello there. So what aspect of packaging are you looking at today?
So we're looking at the protein and meat, and we've chosen a whole chicken to look at. We thought that was quite interesting because we're looking at flexible packaging, and obviously it needs a tray for it to sit in. So we've identified our users One end of the spectrum is the we've called the tree hugging farm shopper, and at the other end we're looking at the time poor mum. So yeah, we've been looking and identifying the examples, their needs, and how they work around that. So yeah, it's looking really good. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much for your insight. What was your favorite part of the day, just quickly?
The visit around the factory was great. Yeah, to see and really you'd think, you know, you sort of you see things done on such a large scale, and it you know, the quality is just incredible. The quality control, yeah, that wowed me.
Should we explain? We're at Moy Park. We're at Moy Park, and it's a chicken factory.
Oh yes, we're at Moy Park Chicken Factory. yes. So it's amazing. You know, the process that it's going through. You know, from preparing a cold chicken to a cooked chicken. So yeah, great.
Great. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Go.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to the session.
Hi.
So what is the aspect of food packaging that you're looking at today?
We are looking for snacks.
All right, and what have you come up with until now?
So we decided to observe the chocolate bars, or like, let's say, candies, candy bars. Yeah. And so we were discussing actually about different types of consumers. And so our extremes are on the one side, let's say a white van man, you know, who is just having his chocolate when he's fills his car, and then he's paying on the cashier and just pick up the chocolate. And on the other side, we have, just a second, we have, I forgot now, sorry. Yeah, we have like very ecological oriented people who actually try to avoid any waste. Yeah. So in between, we found out that we could place, for example, school kids who become very well educated, like today, in terms of sustainability and yeah.
Perfect. Great. That sounds like a great outlook for the day. I hope that our live audience will have some more suggestions for you for tomorrow as well. So be prepared.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, good evening.
Hello there, good evening, and welcome to the session. Now I would like to hear some words from you on the aspect of food packaging that you have been looking at during the last couple of hours.
Okay, so we're looking at beauty and care, and the product that we've chosen is lipstick. So some of the challenges around lipstick is it's multi-component. So you'll be using metal, plastic. There's a product contamination in there as well. It needs to perform on numerous occasions. Also, as is often the case in the beauty industry, components are put in there like little metal weights that actually don't give any function other than to make the product feel heavier and therefore more premium. And so that also exacerbates the problem. So that's the area we've chosen. And so we're looking at, for instance, resistors. So people actually don't want to use makeup at all because they think it's very bad, it's unnecessary, it harms the environment, all the way through to the sort of trend setters. So these are people who will be influencing makeup trends, and they'll want to know all the latest on materials and components and the products and be able to sort of help people make advised choices. The person that I'm playing the role of is, because obviously I'm a huge lipstick user, so my role is I'm actually a one-time user of lipstick because I'm actually dressing up and I'm going to the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So I'm never going to use the lipstick again. So I actually want a product that's very easy to use, so like a one-time use. And so the workaround that we've gone for there is a kiss card. So you would peel the a layer off the top, and then you'd have a card with a painted film of lipstick on, and I would kiss the card, and I'd look automatically like Frankenfurter, ready to go to the party as, say, one of the Rock and Horror Picture Show people.
Fantastic.
So that's the sort of thing we've been looking at.
Well, brilliant. We hope we see some of that footage on the film that we have on Friday.
I would need to find a costume, yeah. Sure.
All right. Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
Thank you.
So, but I hear you've heard some ideas from 6 groups. We're only about an hour and a half into the process. We've got another couple of hours work tonight and then a morning tomorrow. And we really want the help of the community out there. You've heard some already, I think, quite interesting perspectives on what the challenges might be, who the users might be. And now what we're looking for is the group to join in and help us out. So I think I'm right in saying that there's on the DIF site, people can contribute their ideas. If you've got specific ideas that recognise one of those product areas, be it drink, fresh, chilled, protein, snacks and beauty, great. If you've got ideas that will address all of those categories, great. We'll take them on board, we'll work on them, and we'll feed them back to you. And then you get the chance to tie up on Friday morning and look at the story of what will be a half-hour story of the whole event. And hopefully you'll see your ideas actually making an impact in practice.
Thank you very much, Dominic. Thank you for inviting all of those innovators that are joining the workshop currently to share with the latest developments throughout the last couple of hours with our live audience. And I would like to turn to all of you out there that are joining live right now, and also you that are maybe seeing this a little bit later during the evening. As Dominic just said, there's more suggestions out there, so please share them with us in the thinkdiff.co session page for this session in particular, and give your insights, give your ideas. It seems like there's no boundaries. There's such a diverse set of products, so we're happy to hear more from all of you guys, and you will see the collection of all of these ideas and what happened during the workshop on a DIF film on Friday, just as teased by Dominic. So give your suggestions and come back on Friday to see what happened with them during the workshop. Thanks again, Dominic. Thanks to all of you out there, and see you soon again.
Thanks, Peter. Bye.